Chop him up where he stand. Microphone check, make it a microphone check. Give it a microphone, I make it a microphone dead. Don't step to me, newbie, I could truly be moody. I could have played the fucking Grinch in the movies. I've been a part-time shadow cat, part-time. That is not a guy that I would ever want to try to battle rap. Snap, crackle, pop, mind fried to a crisp. Make an MC into a wide-eyed lunatic. Yo, give it a stage in a minute, I'ma eat you. El profesor is in the house, let me teach you. I could defeat you with two hands tied and have you waking in the hospital like, who am I? And who are you? Who are they? What is this? You wouldn't believe how someone react to this shit. The mind slips, and speaking in tongues. Fly ink, GVA, that's how we get it done.
Are we rolling? I guess we're rolling. Okay. Well, I want to thank you for joining me on this Wednesday night as we delve into a new top secret project, potential collaboration with a creator that you guys may already be familiar with, somebody that is kind of popping off in the automotive YouTube scene as of late. They've got a pretty good. They've got a pretty big Instagram presence, but something that I've never done, I blindly reached out to these people, offered to work on or alongside them in a project that they're doing and offer some of my design and manufacturing capabilities. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. So let's take a look here. What I've got pulled up on the screen right now is a different project we need to talk about too, because there's been a major update to the battle button system, which I briefly talked about in a YouTube video almost a year ago now. That project took me to San Francisco, where I got to show it off to a lot of people. I'll make another video going over that. and the changes that were made here. But that's a wild story. Ultimately it led to this project, because going to San Francisco and stepping out of my comfort zone in that way really paved the path for me to try something that I've always wanted to do. So I entered into the SEMA Battle of the Builders competition and restored an old Datsun, which is available for viewing on my other YouTube channel, Autoholics Anonymous. And that's the icon right there. I'll drop a link or something. But with that being said, let's get started. So we are going to be designing a spoiler for a Formula FD car. And what that is essentially the same type of racing, same visual style of cars as Formula One, but they use smaller engines, cheaper chassis. They have more events in more locations more often. So these cars are not as high performance as Formula One cars, which makes them a lot more accessible. What I can say about Formula FD is that it seems like it's more fun and less serious, but I'm sure there are people who take it very seriously. So what happened is these guys picked up a rough looking Formula FD, I think, vehicle, and in need of a lot of fiberglass work and everything, and lots of it was very homemade, in the garage, on the driveway type of engineering. We are trying to step that up a little bit for these guys. So we're going to use a lot of 3D printing, send cut send, sheet metal fabrication, laser cutting, and we're just going to see what we can come up with. So I do have a reference image here. Let me see if I can pop that up on screen. And of course, I have no idea what I'm doing with OBS. So let's see here, just about there. What do we got here? There it is. Okay, so what we are looking for is something like this. I don't have any measurements. I'm not sure how serious these guys think I am, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna make some design pitches, I guess you'd say, some material suggestions, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna just go off the desk. I'm gonna go off the desk for my dimensions and what I could see in their YouTube video, which was not a lot. So one of the big components is obviously the side profile. So let's just get started with that. Actually, give me 1 second and I will be right back with a ruler so we can actually make some intelligible measurement decisions.
Yo, my Give it a microphone, I make the microphone dead. Don't step to me, newbie, I could truly be moody. I could have played the fucking Grinch in the movies. I've been a part-time shadow cat, part-time. That is not a guy that I would ever want to try to battle rap. Snap, crackle, pop, mind fried to a crisp. Make an MC into a wide-eyed lunatic.
Okay, I'm back. I have a yardstick. This is how I do a lot of preliminary work. I just block it out by hand. So I'm gonna pull up the video, the reference image that he sent me on Instagram, and I will do my best. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna be sick. It's been about a week since we talked though, so let's see what happens next. Okay, so the side profile on this one isn't very complicated. Let's go ahead and just start blocking that out while that loads. What I like to do, I used to draw all the fillets in as I was making shapes, but then when you want to change one, you got to make them all equal to each other, whatever, and that just becomes kind of a pain in the butt. So I end up adding the fillets at the end. Just saves, so let SolidWorks do the work. All right, so I'm thinking 18 inches tall. This is gonna be small, but I think the one in their on their car is quite small, so go 18 on that dude, and a depth of, what does it say, 10? That looks about right. Let's go for 10 inches. Okay, and then it looks like, nah, that's not quite right. Let's go 8. Looks like this face and this face are the same length in this picture, and we'll set this angle to, I don't know, 115. No, maybe 100. It's very shallow. Okay, and then it looks like the front edge has a pretty intense fillet, so we'll add that across the front here. I think 2, no, 1.5. We are flying by the seat of our pants, so 1.5 inches there. We'll add I fill it to the back corner, but not as intense. So let's go with a 750 on that. Oops. Okay, so that looks fine. Yeah. Let's see if I can show you what I'm looking at here. It'd be super cool if it showed up on my computer like it's supposed to. Okay. So we're looking at that. I'm gonna open my Tropical Punch Ollie Pop. You know, you get to talking to girls and they tell you to try things. They tell you that the sodas you're drinking are harming your body. Now I'm drinking juice for a 5-year-old because it doesn't have any real sugars. Alright, so if I was going to make this, I am going to make this, but the way that I would make this is with a 1/8" aluminum. And the reason I do 1/8 is because it's cheap and light and strong enough to not be bent. So, oops, we boss extruded that. Is that okay? Nah, we want a sheet metal feature out of that. So, what's cool about Solidworks is you can delete what we did as an extruded boss off that same sketch. I'm going to go over here and actually click. Wow, it's been a long time. Do I not have sheet metal pulled up? I do not. Insert feature. Give me 1 second. Every time SolidWorks updates, it takes away my tools. Wow, sheet metal, base flange, and then we're gonna click our sketch here. Okay. Insert feature. Sheet metal base flange. Okay, there we go. That's not the way I would have done it in the past. I had all my shortcuts set up across here. For 8 years, I worked in SolidWorks every single day. But it's been, like I said, about 1.5 years since I've done this professionally. So things have changed. I think there's been 14 revisions to SolidWorks, at least the version that I have. You know, the at-home version. All right, we're going to save this. What are we going to do here? We need a new project. Let's see. Do I have a Snachary folder? You guys are, if you're watching this or you're coming back from the future to watch my catalog because I hit it big something, you are on the ground floor. This is my first ever stream, my first collaboration project, my first project folder on this channel. Spoiler side, I don't know. Actually, we want a new folder for this. We're gonna do formula spoiler. Okay, beautiful. So we got one part, and what I like to do, I like to start in assembly right away. So we'll go new assembly. We'll bring our part in, and then we're going to be able to immediately start seeing what this is going to look like as a finished product. So we're going to float this dude, flip him up like this. We're going to get his side plane, make it parallel. Well, where's our top plane? Why is the top plane like that? Yo, why are my views flipping out? Top plane. So we'll make the top. Did I make those congruent? Yes, I did. Coincident. We want that to be parallel because we don't want that directly on the top plane. Okay. So now that that's not freaking out anymore, we're going to go ahead. We're just going to mirror this right across the right plane. And what that's going to do, like I said before, it's immediately going to start. We're going to do the back-to-back mirror, which is not what we want to do. We want to do whatever this mirror is. What is this called? X mirror. Okay, and that'll keep our front parts facing forward. So we'll go ahead and where's our front plane at? Let's do one main. Okay, so we've got the beginnings of a spoiler here. I'm looking at this picture again. It's pretty wide, actually. So, let's just make this top plane. That way we're only working in one dimension. But we're working underneath the top plane, which is gross. I don't want to do that. Okay, so if I'm looking at this at the same angle as the reference photo, they look too far apart to me. What is that distance between there? 34 inches. So if we make it 32 inches, it's 12, 24, 36. Yeah, let's do 36. That way we've got a pretty standard dimension going on there. Oh, shoot. I love this little pop-up for the quick mates. I swear this thing just tastes like a freaking juice box. Okay, 36 inches. That still looks a little large to me. So in the reference photo, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crossbars, but there are 3 of them that they look like actual what do you call it, airfoil shapes, and then there are 2 that look just pretty structural. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, let's just draw the bottom one. The top has 3, the bottom has 2. So let's see what we're gonna do here. We're gonna make a new part. We're going to sketch on the right plane. That looks really funky to me, actually. I don't understand. Maybe I don't understand aerodynamics. I need to look into this a little bit. But the shape kind of looks like... kind of looks backwards to me, but I don't know anything about anything, so. And if we were gonna go for some dimensions, I think we'll pull them from this shape, which is 8 inches. So if we're working within that, and especially because there are 3 stacked together, we're gonna go with like, oh, 4's pretty good. And this is too big. Let's go for 135. Half an inch seems fine. 6 inches there. So we're roughing the shape out. Again, I don't know anything about aerodynamics, but what I do know is you can change things. You just have to start somewhere. Why is Solidworks tripping? Okay, that's enough to black everything up. So we're gonna extrude this dude out. This will be a 3D printed part, and what I imagine is we'll have some all thread running horizontally through the entire spoiler, and just some nuts on the outside at the back that kind of sandwich everything together. So let's go ahead and extrude this from the mid plane, and we said 36 inches. And we'll split this up into sections that stack together like Legos. Oops, we gotta save this. This is the top cross member, and someone better than me can identify if cross member is 2 words. And we're going to leave. Oh. We built our whole spoiler upside down. Luckily, it's just one part. But the problem is SolidWorks keep getting stuck in orbit. Look at that, stuck in orbit. And when I let off the orbit, parts are moving around that shouldn't be. Okay, we're gonna. No, that's fine. Let's just break everything. Boom. Okay, so what that has, we're going to delete this extra parallel mate, which we didn't need because we coincidented that. So what that has done is restored the vertical to our assembly here. So we'll get this dude lined up right in the right plane. This thing is really large compared to what it looks like in the reference photo. So let's go ahead. Let's just make it a lot smaller right away. I really wish my reference photo would show up. I seem to have broken Internet Explorer. All right, let's take a look at that. So what we've done is just make it smaller in every dimension, but kind of keep their original shape. That looks a lot better. There we go. I'm pulling up the reference photo real quick. I was able to get it onto the computer finally. Okay, here we go. Just about there, guys. Sorry about that. Image. Alright, ref, photo, boom. We're gonna browse. We go into pictures. We go into that guy. We got it. Yes. Okay. This is the actual spoiler that he sent me, that he wanted to try to duplicate for his race car. So the part that I'm working on right now is under the Marlboro lettering there is a crossbeam support, so that doesn't look quite right now, does it? So we'll go ahead and let's change that shape. It's like it's blunt at the front. I don't understand. Hopefully somebody understands. So if I'm looking at the shape again, 115 looks about right. That does not look like such a curve. Let's just try a 1/4 inch curve on that. And it doesn't look very long, so let's change that to 2 inches. It does look more swoopy, so let's change that back to 6. Maybe even more than that. Let's go 4. Let's go 375 here. This is small stuff, guys. I don't know if that's gonna be accurate to what he's gonna want. He needs to give me some dimensions. Not some crazy dimensions, but just some basic widths and stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, that's too small. Alright. But I think we're getting the shape a little bit better, so let's just make some of this stuff a little bit thicker. Change this back to 6. I don't know. Let's take a look. It's kind of getting there. That radius, we need to increase that radius. Ooh. Gotta save the assembly. Is this a spoiler or is this a wing? I would argue that this is a wing, but I'm not. I don't like arguing. 375 is a bigger radius. Can dig. Okay. Yeah, not bad. I mean, what are we looking like? How does that look? How's that look, everybody? I think it looks okay. Man, that front edge is just so stinking flat. I don't understand. Bothers me. Okay, let's work on the little braces where the letters are. The mod. Oh, look at that. There's a mid brace in there. I didn't notice. I'll go zoom it in for you. That'll be interesting. Okay. So for these swoops, I don't like to start parts in the assembly, but let's give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? I have to do it a different way. We're gonna hide this one. Wait, what's the original? What's the original? That way we can see with reference to our part that's already in there how big things should be. We got 2 of these guys. Are these swoops or are they just straight? That is hard to decipher. I'm looking at this really closely. Give me a second here. Because I thought they were swoops, but they kind of just like slats. I mean, slats are easier, but is that what we want? Is that fun? Is that... You know what else I'm noticing? I think we can make this out of the correct color material, and he's not going to have to vinyl wrap it or paint it or anything, because the different sections are actually different colors, which is super handy, except for the lettering. But oh, I don't want to. Yeah, I could multicolor print that. I just have to get no, I couldn't. Everything's gonna be carbon fiber, so it's all gonna be black. We're gonna have to paint it, but no, I don't know. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So these are just slats. We're gonna just go with a slat profile. Dude, this is not that complex. I really hope this project happens, because I wholeheartedly believe I can pull this off. So, sorry, it's allergy season down here in Nuevo Mexico. The winds blow all through March, all through April. Abril. Okay. Alright, you know what? Before we start the slats, I need to take a little bit of a break. So none of you that are currently watching, I will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Yo, microphone check, make it a microphone check. Give it a microphone, I make it a microphone dead. Don't step to me, newbie, I could truly be moody. I could have played the fucking Grinch in the movies. I've been a part-time shadow cat, part-time. That is not a guy that I would ever want to try to battle rap. Snap, crackle, pop, mind fried to a crisp. Make an MC into a wide-eyed lunatic. Yo, give it a stage in a minute, I'ma eat you. El profesor is in the house, let me teach you. I could defeat you with two hands tied and have you waking in the hospital like, who am I? And who are you? Who are they? What is this? You wouldn't believe how someone react to this shit. The mind slip, and speaking in tongues. Fly ink, GVA, that's how we get it done. 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 Fly ink, GVA, that's how we get it done. to 100 grand. They claim to be who they ain't. Try to knock my hustle, they can't. I pull this burner out of my pain. They claim to be who they ain't. Try to knock my hustle, they can't. I pull this burner out of my pain. Chop him up where he stand. They claim to be who they ain't. Try to knock my hustle, they can't. I pull this burner out of my pain. They claim to be who they ain't. Chop him up. Chop him up where he stand.
All right, thanks for hanging on, everybody. I had to put the kids to bed, so let's take a look. These horizontal members they're just slats. Man, that back one is almost vertical, so let's do it. What am I looking at? Oh, length. Yeah, let's try 2 inches. What's the width here they're going to be then? I think these are going to have to be printed as well. I can't think of a material from the laser company that would serve this purpose. So, where's the origin? There we go. Oops.
Yo, microphone check, make it a microphone check. Give it a microphone, I make it a microphone dead. Don't step to me, newbie, I could truly be moody. I could have played the fucking Grinch in the movies. I've been a part-time shadow cat, part-time. That is not a guy that I would ever want to try to battle rap. Snap, crackle, pop, mind fried to a crisp. Make an MC into a wide-eyed lunatic.
Alright, let me take a look at the reference here for some thickness. Alright, why is this not fully defined? Boom. Dunzo. Okay, then we're saying this is also 36 inches. What we're gonna do later is we're gonna tie this to all of this. We're gonna tie all of this to the same global variable. I believe in myself to figure that out. If not, we'll do it a cheater way, but oh, of course. We're gonna float this dude. Come on, Solidworks, don't be doing that. Okay, and now that I do actually want... There we go. Boopa. Okay, we'll bring this dude down in here. Oh my gosh. What is going on? Let's see. I never really worked out how SolidWorks does the orbit, rotate, right click nonsense. Oh my dear lord, that is gonna kill my whole vibe. Wonder if it's a performance issue or a setting. Okay, so in the reference photo, oof, let me look at it closer. Okay. Looking at this, dude. Let's just set this at an angle. We'll set it at an actual angle. Then we can adjust that based on whatever we want. 25 degrees looks fine to me. This piece, it looks like it overlaps just slightly. And then we get another one of these. That is a controlled drag for all of you following along at home. That duplicates the part. And you can actually duplicate and mate the part, but we don't want to do that in this case. We're gonna shoot this guy all the way up to here. That dude is dang near vertical. So we'll put him like that and then bring him up. Why is this being such a loser? Okay. I don't know. That looks pretty close. Oh my freaking gosh. How we doing? How we doing? This angle is too shallow. Is it 45 degrees? I don't know. You know what's cool about this? I'm gonna put these like blinds essentially, so this dude can set whatever angles he wants to. How would he lock them in? If I put it on a square shaft and then have a wheel on the outside, he can, with a bunch of slots or holes, then he can turn the wheel and put a screw in on the outside. Yeah, that seems like something we could do. So let's look into this guy a little bit. That's not the right angle at all. Once again, we're just gonna grab these two planes. 60. Yeah, 60 looks right. Okay. Oh my gosh. And then for whatever reason, Internet Explorer is locked up, so I can't Google how to stop this problem from happening. Okay, it says right click the view, select alignment, which doesn't appear to be an option. I'll just deal with it. Okay. We are going to want to turn on perspective so we can get a idea. I think we made it too wide for the scale of it all. Either it's too wide or too small. And I'm going to go with too small. So this dude, what did we do? 36 inches? No, we didn't do 36. How tall did we make it? How tall did we make this? $18? What the crap am I doing here? Let's go 24. So that should just bring everything up a little bit. And it's a lot of work to, well, it's not a lot of work, but it's a little bit time consuming to bring that. Give me 1 second. I have a potentially interested party. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what I'm looking at is in the front area, that step right below. I don't think it's that narrow. Well, 100 degrees seems acceptable. The front radius, and I'm talking about just above that sticker, that rectangular sticker, that doesn't look too far off in what I've drawn here, but what is going to look off now is the slats, because we scaled everything up quite a bit. So let's take a look at it again compared to our reference here. Yeah, things are gonna have to move around. So actually, yeah, these things need to grow. So we're going back into this, we'll go back into the sketch of this part. And remember, this is just, we need to turn off perspective here. I can't handle that. Okay. This is like the simplest part we've done today in oval. So 2.5. Let's go 1/2 inch on the thickness there. These parts I'm gonna print with carbon fiber nylon, because I just discovered my printer is capable of that, so they'll last forever. Oh, of course. Now okay, and let's just move some parts around here. We're gonna throw in some dimensions so that things stop sliding around. So from the top edge of this to the bottom edge of that, 4.5. Boom, donezo. Then from the, what is this gonna be? The front edge of this to the front edge of the spoiler, we'll do 1 inch. Okay, so that should lock this dude in. Yeah, boom. And we're grabbing this lower slat here. I'm thinking our angles are gonna need to change. I think this is too close to the top, so that dimension we just added, let's add 1 inch to it. Instead of 4.5, let's just go 6. Once again, this is an aesthetically representative spoiler. Whether or not it functions is kind of beside the point. The car is a piece of crap, so just has to look cool. Let's throw perspective back on here, and let's see, how does that look compared to our reference image. I think the spoiler is too tall and or not wide enough. So we have it at 10 inches right now. Let's go ahead. Let's bump that up to 12. This is getting big. That looks much better. Oh my gosh. If I don't fix this view rotating situation, I think I'm just gonna... I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit doing this. It's like a freaking cat in a bag. Alright. Do not move around. Thank you. Alrighty. Got some trolls in the chat here. I'm gonna need to get an admin. Okay. I'm not hating on it, but it's not speaking to me. Let's turn off the hard edges. See if that looks better. I'm not liking the way that this lower cross member looks. The slats, I think we nailed that. Even the side panels, that's looking pretty good. But yeah, that lower cross member, I'm not in love with that. So let's thicken that bad boy up a little bit. Man, is the front edge too round? Is that what it is? I don't think that's like a tangential angle. That's probably what it is. All right, let's try something here. So this front edge, dear freaking Lord, do not rotate on me again. Okay. We're gonna take that tangent and delete it, and that'll let us do something funky. Okay, we gotta get out of perspective again. Like I said, it's been a minute. Okay. Yeah, see that? That's what that front edge looks like. It looks stupid, but that looks much better. That looks much more accurate, I should say. So how do I even dimension that? Okay, let's hop back into the... I think we're gonna have to do something so... Oh yeah, that's what it was. That didn't look good at all. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Still got that stupid... I bet if I restarted Solidworks that wouldn't happen anymore. But then I would lose everything, so... Yeah, let's just thicken it up now. So we got that shape. We got that shape down, which is dope. But the size is wrong. Oops. Deleted the wrong dimension there. We want this one gone. What am I looking for out of this shape? I think we can just make these horizontally congruent. I think someone... Okay. I hate that Solidworks goes in 1/10 of an inch. Who measures in 1/10 of inches? Oops. Apparently we can't go 4. So what are we doing? The back edge. What is the back edge doing? That's hard to interpret from this photo. Ooh, I wonder if I can throw this into what do you call it? Google image search and find more pictures of the same reference. So, yo, there are a lot more pictures of this. Oh, dope. Check it out. That is a much better photo. Except the resolution is terrible, but it's a great angle. What do you even call this car? Okay, I got the shape of this spoiler thing pretty freaking wrong. And just as I suspected, the horizontal slats are not simple ovals, but we're shaping it out. We're feeling it up. Let's see here. Okay. I screenshotted a better view of this spoiler. Let's see what advantage that gains us. Okay, dope. So it does tuck under like this, but this edge is round. And this edge is further forward. So we're gonna add a dimension about that. That looks more better. This is super shallow. Oh my god, I hate that. Okay, so the center of this, that's not how that works at all. That's not congruent with the edge of that. This is like laid back. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. But the front edge of that is not that high. And this is much flatter and it kicks up at the rear. So I'm gonna assume that it does something like this. Off. Yeah, that's looking right. But it's too far over here. So we'll move this here. We'll move, oops. Go ahead and get that dude on there. These are tangential. This is small. This is like 3/16 of an inch. And it kicks up. It doesn't kick up that much. This is much shallower. Not that shallow. Let's go for 1.5 inches. This front edge is too violent. Streaming may not be in the cards for my poor little laptop. Well, not streaming, Solidworks at least. Okay, check this out. This is the shape right here. Boom. Yeah, look at that. That looks very Ferrari. But this is not the vibe. Yes, I want to delete that. What the heck kind of a profile is this? Like a freaking whale? Who knows? Alright. This corner should be much sharper. Let's take that down to 1/8 of an inch. I think we're getting somewhere with the top edge, front edge too, but I don't love the back here. But let's just take a look at it in context with the rest of the build here. So yeah, that looks much better. That looks much better. Oh, dope. Look at that. That looks sick as hell, actually. But we're going to need to change these dudes. These look nothing like the way we drew them. But the length is pretty good. 2.5 and 1/2 inch. That's fine. So let's get rid of everything out here. Yeah. Ah, you know what? That was a good reference. Let's leave it. So what we're trying to do here, I like the shape. No, I like the size of this, but the shape is wrong. So the shape has, it has this shape, at least for the beginning. Let's copy that shape over. Okay. Whoa. My mouse is making it look like I don't know what I'm doing. Just because the battery's dying on the mouse. You've lost your wireless privileges. Okay. So that's kind of the vibe of this part now. Solidworks is tripping balls. I'm gonna have to be right back with a different.
Yo, microphone check, make it a microphone check. Give it a microphone, I make it a microphone dead. Don't step to me, newbie, I could truly be moody. I could have played the fucking Grinch in the movies. I've been a part-time shadow cat, part-time. That is not a guy that I would ever want to try to battle rap. Snap, crackle, pop, mind fried to a crisp, make an MC into a wide-eyed lunatic. Yo, give it a stage in a minute, I'ma eat you. El profesor is in the house, let me teach you. I could defeat you with two hands tied and have you waking in the hospital like, who am I? And who are you? Who are they? What what is this? You wouldn't believe how someone react to this shit. The mind slips, slipping, speaking in tongues. Sly ink, GVA, that's how we get it done. 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 Sly.
Are we back? Okay. I had to grab a different mouse. Lots of fun. Always something. Okay. We are now... Oh, yeah, we're cooking with grease. Here we go. So this and this, we are going to make equal. Let's go ahead and make them concentric as well. We're going to cruise through this now. Okay. Dope. Freaking Razor Basilisk. You buy a mouse because it glows in rainbow colors and do no research about its durability or quality, and I guess this is what happens. So we're back to the classic Logitech, but anyway, so looking at my reference photo, we've got a nice little dovetail kick up at the back. This thing kind of does one of these. That's looking pretty dope. Let's give this a nice spin around. And oh yeah, here we go. There's that teardrop shape we're looking for. So I don't know much about airfoils. I know that I am doing this wrong. That's about all I know. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that it looks cool. Let's see. Yeah, dope. Alright, finished. We're not even going to constrain that because it's not a real freaking shape, so we could draw it however we want. Okay, so as long as the thick end is at the front, which of course it's not. So we're going to flip these dudes. Flip that. Boom. And flip this guy here. Chill. Okay, but this angle is incorrect now. So we're going to flip dimension. Nope. Nope. We're just going to change the angle here. So I liked 60 degrees off the top plane, but not anymore. I don't think that looks like our reference up here. Does it look like the reference? Oh, we're gonna knock it down. Let's go 55. Okay, dope. Yeah, that looks pretty good. But this one needs to lay down some more. Let's get our angle for that second slat there. Let's go 35 on him. Okay, and now that we made this shape so much better, it's too small again, so we're gonna add some height to it. Gotta add a couple dimensiones just so things don't go totally out of whack. We've been live for an hour and a half. I think I better pinch it off here after a while. Let me get a rough approximation in for the bottom slat, and then we're gonna call it our night, okay? Let's see. I don't like the bottom of this at all. But that's not what we're after right now. Okay, so let's check this out. Does that look... This front edge needs some more work. This needs to be a lot softer. Yo, are we hitting this? Are we getting somewhere? Okay, the front is just a tad too soft. Alright, I need some input here, or some thinking time, some brainstorming. So, okay, I think I know what's up. I think the spoiler is too deep. So let's change this guy back to a 10. Yeah. Yeah, let's look at that for a sec. I think that makes it look too narrow, though. Let's get the positioning on this rear one real quick. I'm gonna look at my other reference. Dude's like right at the top and back, so. And let's just lock it, because we're just playing around. This is art. This is Bob Ross right here. Fix. Alright, done. Dopey dope. Okay, what am I looking at here? This looks too long. See, it's at 450. That's messing us up. So we'll delete it. We'll give it a reference off the 350. And then when we want to adjust the length, we should be able to do that now. Yo, it's almost like I do know what I'm doing, but you can't just buy pretty computer mice. You have to do your research and make sure they're not going to sabotage your computer. Why? I don't want this in perspective. This one in perspective. Okay, so we're gonna lay this about like it is there. We've got that one locked. We're gonna bring this one is kind of just under it, barely. I would assume that the tailing vortices, man, I'm just making stuff up. I don't know what how aerodynamics works. I think I can run a flow sim on this in SolidWorks. If not, we could put it through Air Shaper, but I don't really want to do that. Seems like a lot of work. But I think the trailing vortices on each of these airfoil shapes are supposed to pass under the one behind it, so we're gonna kind of make that shape. At least that's the way it looks to my untrained eyes. So you would have air coming over here gets sucked down, and then as it's flipping up, it's kind of shooting out from under these other ones. So I don't know. What is the point of this spoiler? Is it downdraft? If it's just downdraft, why is it broke up into sections like this? I don't know. Did not go to fluid dynamics for very long. So yeah, I'm liking that. That looks pretty freaking chill. Let's just copy one of these down to the bottom, because in my second reference photo, it kind of looks like the same shape, but maybe not exactly. Come here, buddy. So we want the same right plane. Oh, we're gonna lock this other one down. Fix. We're gonna come in here to the right plane. Boom. What I can't see in either reference photo. Oh, I can see it in this one, and I have vastly misjudged how freaking tall this is. This is not very tall. So I had it at 18. 24 seems too dramatic. What about just 20 inches? I'm sure it's in metric, but we're freaking faking it, boys, so who cares? Oh yeah, okay, that's starting to look like something. I wish I could put the Marlboro decal on it tonight, but that is beyond the scope of this evening's broadcast, so I'm gonna move this back a little bit. Yo, update. Let's go 1 7/8. That looks pretty good. And what that is also doing is giving us that shape. That's too far back. That's giving us that cascading staircase shape that I'm seeing. Yes, that's right. Okay. This one, it looks like it's a pretty close angle to the top one, but maybe even a little steeper. Yeah. And like I said, we're gonna have to make that vertical rib down the middle, which my second reference has a pretty good visual on that. And then as for attaching it to the actual vehicle, they haven't sent me the dimensions. I'm debating just letting them figure it out, or kind of just providing an interface that he can fabricate off of. But yeah, because I don't think they're gonna want to spend all that time to send me all that information, but I'm willing to do it. Okay, we're gonna make another cross member for the bottom. This one looks pretty straightforward, but I said that about the other ones and had to change them 100 times anyway, so we're gonna start with a round front. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, we're gonna start round here. Nice and tight though. We're gonna go ahead and draw the top profile. which it kind of just looks like the upper cross member just shrunk. And I bet it is to a degree. I bet it is the same thing. You know what? I need to go change that over. I'm an idiot. Of course it looks like an upside down airfoil. It is. It's to create suction forces, not lift forces. We're gonna fix this, but not tonight. We're gonna get some screenshots. We'll send them off to the boys. See if they want to continue the project, and we'll go from there. But I feel good about starting it. I'm glad I did start it. I'm glad I started this stream. It's something I've wanted to do for many years. Not streaming per se, just sharing my creative and engineering process with people. I hope that as we draw to a close here, everyone that has been able to tune in, all 9 of you, enjoyed watching my stream. I'll try to do it again. Lower cross member. Spelling is not my strong suit, so I am very blessed that nobody is proofreading the names of these files. Lower cross member. Oh shoot, there it is, popped up on the stream. If I spelled anything incorrectly, please don't hesitate to correct me. Let's get that right plane coincident. Is that looking right? Yeah. What I want to do, I think, I want to print a scale version of this and send it to Dylan and the boys and see if the shape and everything is what he's thinking about. Here I said I'm not going to do this tonight, but here I'm going to do it. This is way too screwed up. If it's even remotely the right aesthetic for the rest of the car, because that's really important. The car already looks wonky, so adding any kind of funky design choices to it, you're getting pretty dangerous there. That looks hideous. What's wrong with it? Oh, that's too small. And like I said before, Olipop is just juice boxes with carbonated water. I think it's literally the same stuff that they put in kids' drinks. I feel like a child drinking it, but we do it because the ladies tell us to. Okay, let's get rid of this. Also, I got burned out on Coke Zero. I think we have one too many lines in this. The cool thing about blocking it out like this is that it's iterative. As I make these changes, we get closer and closer to the final product. So we're never starting out with perfection. Let's turn off our hard lines here. That helps with the visualization. I think we're getting pretty freaking close. Yeah. What I'm concerned about now is the width. So we have 3 custom members here. So we're going to change from a width dimension to up to surface, which will let us, and then we're going to have to, yeah, no external references is turned off. We're going to click that as our first terminating surface. No, that's offset. Up to surface. There we go, buddy. And on the direction 2, we'll go up to surface as well. And so from the midplane, we're spreading out just to the space between those 2 side wings there. And then if we do that, so we got it at the cross member, we're going to do it on the slats. Oops. I want to do that within the assembly itself there. And we're going to just edit the boss extrude, same steps as last time, up to surface. And up to this surface. Over, we got our slats and our lower cross member is the last part that is dependent on the width of that. Ugh, I did it again. The space between those 2 wings, I guess. Like I said, we didn't define any of this sketch. We didn't define any of most of the sketches, which is okay. We are going for aesthetics. Up to surface. And now, if this doesn't totally crash my machine, well, let's save it first. Let's make sure there are no other parts open and save those as well. Then we're going to play with the width between these. So let's actually rename that feature right there. Just to width. Easy to find. And we're going to change that by... Okay, so 36 is a whole yard. I'm looking at my yardstick. Let's just go 30. Let's see what 30 looks like. Yeah, that's a little too much. Let's just try 32. 32 looks good. And what you'll notice is that because I changed that terminating feature for the boss extrudes to these faces, when we change where those faces are, these parts automatically update, which is dope. I like that a lot. The last thing I want to do before I take a bunch of screenshots is actually change the color of these parts. And the only reason we do that is to better our chances of selling ourselves to these guys. They don't know me. We've never worked together. I want to prove to them that I'm serious about this. So we're just gonna go with a solid red. Boom. Dunzos. On the slats, we're gonna do white. I know the bottom one is red, but he'll get the idea. And we're gonna do this one again here. I need to find a different idle music because I'm getting really tired of whatever the crap this is. And red for this one too. we're gonna turn on ambient occlusion, which gives us some like oh, we need shadows and shading. Boom. Why the perspective? Yeah, something was wrong with my other mouse. It was really frustrating me. I thought it was Solidworks. Sorry, Solidworks. I love you. Yeah, we're pretty close. We are pretty close there. I want it to be a little bit more realistic. Oh. I don't know if you can. In this version of SolidWorks, view. What I'm trying to do is make this look a little bit more realistic for the screenshots. It has been quite a while since I did anything like this. Let's see what cartoon mode does for us. Not gonna work. About some other scenes, courtyard background. Oh yes, there you go. Your spoiler is in Italy. Actually, I have no idea what this is. What is that dome? I'll have to Google that later, unless somebody knows. I think it's too tall. Let's change the height on the spoiler real fast. And then take some screenshots, call it a night. What do you think? Gotta turn all this crap off. I can't model with with all these things turned on. Ooh. I also hate modeling when things are colored. It's too bright for my little eyes. And we're back to 18, which is what we started with, right? We started with 18? Yeah, but that looks so much better. Okay. So what do we think there? What do you think, guys? I wish I could get that text on there. That would really sell it. Oh, let's change the background to not white. That looks stupid, right? That looks stupid. Ooh. What do you think? Any feedback? It's real view graphics. That's what I need, but I don't know if this version of SolidWorks has real view graphics. Boom, 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 boom. I had a buddy who was really good at renders. He could make stuff look like it was sitting on the table in front of you. This one. All right. I'm gonna take some screenshots. Look, I even made a whole scene in OBS to switch to my outro. Watch this. Ready? So, if you're just joining us, I'm sorry to tell you that I'm shutting the stream down for the night. I have completed some preliminary work on what is going to be a replica Formula 1 car spoiler for a mid-sized YouTuber that just bought a Formula FD car that he is theming after the Marlboro Cigarettes F1 car, I believe from the 90s. So the spoiler that came on his car is adequate. They were able to make it work, but I reached out to him and about 3D printing and CNC machining parts for him to assemble a spoiler of more aesthetic, that would be more aesthetically representative of the look he was going for. And if this pans out, I would hope to expand this to the front spoiler too, because that dude is a little funky. But what needs to happen now is I'll send these screenshots off to these guys through Instagram. They'll get back with me if this is a project we want to continue. If not, totally fine. I got plenty on my plate. But I can begin sectioning it up, making it production ready, and critically adding some actual dimensions, which we just guessed at today. Again, we're going entirely off of whatever feels right and looks good. I have nothing but a yardstick and my imagination, so hopefully Dylan likes it. We can continue on this. We do a collab. Things look good. Tune in again. I'll continue doing CAD work. My next project that I hope to live stream would be my battle buttons, which I teased on the channel over a year ago. In closing, that was the project that kind of prompted me to get out of my comfort zone, experiment with larger scale manufacturing techniques, and it took me all the way to San Francisco for the first time in my life. Really, honestly, a life-changing experience. After that, I had the confidence to submit myself to the Battle of the Builders at SEMA. I finished restoring a car I'd been working on for like 4 years in a matter of months, which is a YouTube series on my other channel, Autoholics Anonymous. And because of that experience, I met the Rad Factory team in Las Vegas. They were super cool guys. I offered to do something with them, and at the time I had no idea what to do, but as soon as I saw that they had purchased a Formula FD car from not too far away from me, I said, let me jump on that. So here we are. And like I said, again, we'll continue whatever I'm doing. I'm going to try to stream it now just for the fun of it. This has been a pretty interesting experience. So if you're coming back from the future to watch my streams, I apologize for whatever happened here tonight. But if this is your first time meeting me, my name is Zach. You're watching Snachary, where we take a bite out of engineering and design work, and we do just about everything. So there's got to be something for you to like. I'll be posting videos as I make them, which hasn't been very often, but during the SEMA project I was able to put one out a week, so I might fall into that workflow again. But thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Some of my videos are very old. I've changed styles at least twice. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.